Why was the Toronto Maple Leafs a perfect fit for you?
Well, obviously, I think playing against the Leafs the last few years, it's a team that's playing with the puck, has a lot of offense, has a lot of skill, and is a great team. So being able to be a Toronto Maple Leaf it's obviously a huge thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, for sure, I think with how the team plays, I feel like it's a good fit for me.
Yeah, take us through last season. You kind of did a one-year deal last year. You split between two teams. What did you feel you took from last year, and what can you learn from that could help you maybe this year?
Yeah, I think personally for me, I expected it to go probably a little bit smoother than it did, and through that, I think I learned a lot, and you gain experience from it, and obviously, I'm not going to lie, it was a tough year last year, playing 8 years in the same spot, and then coming on a one-year deal to a team, and both myself and the team was struggling too. But at the end of the day, through those hard times, I think you learn more about yourself and more about your game, and I think also being dealt at the deadline to a really good team in Minnesota helped me too, and I think my game came back a little bit at least.
Next up, we'll go to Lance Hornby, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Lance.
Hey, John. Just wondered how you feel about coming to a team that just added Bertuzzi, Domi, Reeves, that kind of thing, and what that prospect is going to be of going into that dressing room.
Yeah, obviously exciting. I talked to Brad. I knew he said there's some more stuff I'm going to work on here, but obviously playing with Revo in Minnesota, and he's a real character. He works hard every day. He's a great team guy. So I saw his press conference and Brad talking about it too. That it brings a lot of voice into the locker room, and I can agree. And obviously with Domi and Bertuzzi, who had really good years and are in their prime as well, it's just going to add more scoring and probably more depth with all the superstars and the good players that Toronto already have.
And I wanted to follow up and ask, you're aware obviously of the great Swedish legacy on this team, Sundin, Salming, that kind of thing. What does it mean to come here?
Yeah, no, obviously growing up, Peter Forsberg and Mats Sundin was the two biggest, along with Nick Lidström. So, and just what a legend he's been for Maple Leafs. It's a great honor to obviously being able to play for Toronto, and then with Salming, how big he was as well, and how tragic everything was that happened during this year. So it's obviously coming to be able to play for a Canadian team and play for Toronto. It's a big thing.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Congratulations, John. Just wondering, in your talks with Brad, or I don't know if you talked to Sheldon as well, how much they told you about where they see you slotting in to help this team?
Yeah, obviously I talked to both before I signed, and it was just honest and good talks, especially with Sheldon. I think we were on the same page of how we both looked at how my game is when it's at its best, and obviously I think my game brings a lot of offense, and especially probably on the power play as well. So I'm just gonna come in there and try to do my best, and when I'm at my best, I think I play a solid game defensively, and then obviously join the rush and being involved in the O-zone, and try to get as much shots as I can on power play and 5-on-5, and just try to be creative.
What do you think of the Leafs power play going against it from what you've seen?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's been, I think it's been like number second or third 2-3 years in a row or something. So it's one of the top units, and I mean, when you look at the firepower they have, it's obviously it's great to be on the right side of it this time.
And just finally, is there anything that you've learned about yourself these last couple of years, going through free agency, maybe not having the best season that you'd hope? Is there anything you've learned about yourself as a player?
Yeah, I think every time I've been struggling with my game, it's always you're trying to do too much. You're trying to be too much involved in the game with the puck, and you're trying to be so creative that mistakes happen out there. It's more of a frustration thing. I think you trying to get your game in order, and then you're trying to do too much, and all of a sudden you put yourself in situations where you hurt the team, and that's something that I've been dealing with my entire career, and something that I learned a lesson many times. So I think for me, I just have to have a thought when I'm playing that I have to play as simple as possible, and then just let the game come to me.